wish you could have seen our baby on the tour. She's so cute.
I really wanted to see your baby.
Oh my God.
What tour?
I mean, on the house tour.
The house.
Oh, that. We should have woken her up. That would have been nice. Sorry, our baby lives here. Honestly.
Well, I mean, the impromptu thing with the house, I mean, like a nanny cleans the house every day and that's what it looks like.
Are you for real? I don't know. I don't mean like it's so dirty. I just it is lived in as I asked.
It's disgusting.
I wanted it to be lived in. I didn't want a super sterile tour.
And that's what you got.
We still have a Dia de los Muertos.
I mean, to be honest,
shrine in the kitchen.
To be honest,
where
John,
we eat breakfast.
We're still quarantining from getting COVID 3 days ago. So it's very lived in. You're tuned into the Endless Honeymoon podcast. I'm Moshe. That's Natasha. And we have a very exciting guest for a very exciting new... I know you're freaking out because we are doing a guest in the room. It's John Early, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, guys.
John Early in the room with us.
I would let John give me COVID.
Yeah?
Really?
Have you had the hot cove?
I've had it.
How'd you like it?
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really unpleasant. I went a really long time without getting it. And then, to the point where I was like, sure, it's, which is insane. But
Let's get this party started, you mean?
I don't know. I just was kind of like, can it be? It's just having not had it at all. I was like, can't be that bad, which is so stupid. I know what happens to people.
Yeah.
When they get it. It sucked. It was awful.
Well, I have some questions for you.
We liked it.
Yeah, we actually really liked it.
Well, there were things emotionally that I obviously loved about it.
Honestly, there were things emotionally about getting COVID that I liked.
Yeah.
I liked that I didn't die or go to the infirmary and that therefore I could have a different fear-based relationship with it.
Moshe was doing this thing when he got COVID. He was chattering his teeth so loudly. Like he was like, like a cartoon.
And she was a font of compassion.
I couldn't take him seriously because I had never heard someone chatter that loudly, like they were cold. It was very weird. But you took
Natasha,
like 3 baths.
To be honest with you, John, Natasha has a tendency in our entire relationship to when I am physically imperiled, her response is, I wouldn't say cruelty, but it's in the realm. It's like laughter and pointing.
What do you think that is?
I don't know. I think it's like
if I stub
an inability to take him seriously.
If I literally stub my toe and like, ow, she's like, come on. It's like that is the response.
Yeah.
I have some questions for you.
Okay.
We just watched your Taylor Swift video.
Swift.
Did you write that?
No.
Did she write that?
Yeah.
And she directed you?
She directed and she wrote it, yes.
Okay, here's my first question.
You were great in it. Very funny.
Thank you.
You and Mike Birbiglia.
Yes, and Mary Elizabeth Ellis.
I love Mary Elizabeth Ellis. I've known her for a very long time.
So funny.
She's hilarious.
Here's my question. You're
Big
a very
fan.
successful actor, very funny comedian, but you've worked with a lot of very famous people. But I assume you've never been directed by like Scorsese or Tarantino. Is that true? Oh, I'm not trying to neg you right now.
Well, I'm being attacked.
My question is, who do you think you'd be more intimidated by as a director? Taylor Swift, who you've worked with, or someone like, Spielberg or Scorsese? Who do you feel like you would
Is this a real question,
Yes,
Moshe?
because I was
obviously
thinking,
Spielberg.
Well, but she's so famous. I mean, there isn't a more famous human being.
Yeah.
Really?
Than Taylor. I think she's the most famous person
She's
in the world.
one
right?
of the most famous people for sure.
Did you feel pressure? Or are you just too good?
Moshe, where do I go? I mean, with this, I didn't feel.
You're just so good that you knew you'd nail it. You can say that.
No, I don't know. I have to say, to her credit, she just made it feel very normal very quickly. There was no like, okay, Taylor's here and go.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one was like freaking, it didn't feel like that at all. She was just incredibly easy, and it was, I don't know.
What about Marty?
Marty is a pill.
He is a bit of a pill.
Wait, have you worked with Martin Scorsese? Really?
No.
But he's a famous pill, though. He's a famous
Well, I don't know.
Italian
John
pill.
is, he's always in something cool.
Oh my God. Really?
Yes.
Thanks.
Who's the most intimidating director you've ever worked with, Natasha?
Me?
Yeah, you don't have to say it, I guess. You're not supposed to say things like that, right?
Probably not. I mean,
intimidating? I do remember. I remember doing a commercial when I first moved to LA, and the guy was like this famous mean commercial guy. And I remember he was like trying to be mean to me.
yeah.
And I was just like,
You like knew it was his
laughing
shtick.
kind. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really answer your question. I don't know,
No,
Moshe.
that's so weird. What can you say what the commercial was for?
Do you know?
Aflac.
The duck's right fucking there, Natasha. The duck's there. He's quacking the word Aflac
I
at
remember
you.
the director was trying to be mean about the clothes too. Like, this is what she's wearing. You know, like they were like trying. That's like a thing
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
people try to flex and
I love
be
the flex.
rude
No, but that's a
and-
great flex. Like at the downturn of your directing career, you're doing an Affleck commercial.
Yeah, and
you're
you're gonna make
still
the actress feel like shit. So weird.
Wait, Moshe had a question. Remember what you're going to ask him?
Yeah, what does she smell like?
Oh, I wish I remembered, but I think. Okay, it was.
Oh, you're
I think
back.
I was back
Oh,
just
beautiful.
then.
It's got to be like some hot good. Like I bet it's like whatever's like the Santal.
Right.
Something like smoky,
Yeah.
but like not too overused.
like Palo Santo.
Yeah,
that's
some kind of
beautiful.
Palo Santo, like, but like an oil mixed with something that is like
Yeah.
kind of hard to find.
Would you say
Yeah.
that's the exact description you would use?
I don't know. I mean, I was kind of remember. I 100% didn't smell her, but if I had to guess, I think it would be like kind of like peachy.
Yeah, that seems.
Do you
more
remember
like
what
it.
Mike Birbiglia smelled like?
That's a great question. What does the old man in the pool smell like?
No, but seriously, everything you do is funny. What's your secret? You're just in the moment.
Oh my god! I just scream.
Oh, that is a good secret.
You just scream.
All you do is scream. That's beautiful.
Don't think, just scream.
That's your first book.
That's my second book.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't read the first one.
Did you write a book?
No.
Okay, don't do it. It sucks.
Natasha just
Wait,
finished her
I
book.
have to say that this is sitting here because you gave it to me, not because you had placed it here for me to pick up.
No, I gave you a book, but you know, and now I'm doing press for my book and it's endless. And I got into this, I had this like hour-long conversation with someone in charge of TikTok today who told me I needed to add hashtags to my TikTok. And then
you got to go with the hashtag.
she's like, you gotta do hashtags.
Like an executive from TikTok?
Yes, who's in charge of the celebrity liaisons.
Oh.
Then here, check it out.
You'll meet her someday.
So then
You work with Marty, John. You work with Marty, and we're gonna get you a meeting with the TikTok
the
lady.
person at the TikTok celebrity liaison. Anyway, then I called the person who's helping me with my social media and they go, oh, that's so weird. We just got off the phone with TikTok. They said no more hashtags.
I mean, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing.
I'm just saying, that's where I'm at in this pathetic life
Yeah.
of trying to promote my book.
Well, all these jobs, all these like salaried positions, this is what really rocks me. All these salaried positions, all these jobs for something that literally the whole point is that an 11-year-old girl can figure out how to use it. You know what I mean? Like that's the point of the app is for teens.
Yeah, absolutely.
To figure it out themselves.
So
really
much so that it's obscured to adult eyes. Do you know about that? The TikTok's
No.
interface is difficult to figure out on purpose so that old
They don't
people,
want you. They don't want us there.
Yeah, so the
Wow.
old people don't get it too
It's
quickly.
like not intuitive almost.
Yeah, totally.
So, okay, well, I'm glad you're on the same page as me. Do you do TikTok?
No, I joined it when Kate and my special came out. What a Gay to Laugh on Peacock. It was I joined it for like 4 seconds, thinking like I just wanted to search. So sad. Like I just wanted to see if the kids cared.
And did they care?
But you got to do a whole campaign. That's the thing. The
Yeah.
woman was telling me everything I had to do, and she's like, "Don't worry, it's gonna be fun." And I was like, "No, it's not."
Yeah. John, do you ever feel like at this stage of your career, you're established, you're working, things are good. Do you feel like
But he's young and fresh.
I know,
He
I'm
has-
saying you're younger than us, but you're not tremendously younger than us. I am at the phase where I'm like, this is all feeling ridiculous. This whole strive to endless content. Like my friend put something out on the internet today that was just her making breakfast, and she was dancing so demonstratively, and I was just like, it just made me
Really,
want to
your
go,
friend did this?
I want to leap off a building, like just content.
When you say dancing demonstrably, was it like she's cooking and then she's asking somebody like,
No, it was like way.
you know what I mean?
It was way more deep. It was deeper.
It was like
really
the
going for
point
it.
was to the camera, I am dancing.
But it's just like everything. Even my breakfast is I'm hungry.
I know.
Content.
No, I know.
What do you feel? Do you feel like I want to get out, or do you feel like this is it? I love it.
No, of course. I feel we all have blood on our hands with the
Yes.
content we create.
Yes.
I just like there's just so much. I don't really mean that. All I mean is that I feel paralyzed now. Like I'm sure you do, like sometimes just like dumping more stuff in the content sludge.
Why can't we start? Well, we need like someone to start the revolution of like not using our phones.
Well, Whitman's gone, babe.
Huh?
Whitman's dead.
Who's Whitman?
Walter.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying.
What do you think the future holds, John?
I don't know, you guys.
I think we have 2 years left, so we should just like have fun.
Have fun.
2 years?
Just with AI, nuclear war, and then like everything else happening. Sorry, that's
2.
depressing.
I feel like we're all there every night thinking about it, so it's not that big of a leap.
But we do want to try to impart some wisdom.
Yeah, well, here we are.
On
I forgot the premise. Oh my God. I would have been fine just talking to you two. But the fact that we have
people calling in.
I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah, there's people waiting right now to talk to you. Should we do it? Should we just jump in and do it? What do you think?
I feel like we should.
Yeah.
Just to like see where we're at with people, because it's really easy to get bogged down with life.
Here's my secret.
And we're putting that on him.
He seems depressed, and that's why he brought that out of us.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, he brought that out of us. We're usually very positive people.
Moshe and I just take turns at him being like, what's your problem? And then like the next week I'm like, what's your problem? Why are you so negative? And then he'll go on the road and then come back having like looked at Twitter for 4 days.
Boy.
Well, I was in
don't brag, honey.
Raleigh, North Carolina this very weekend. Yeah. Oh shit. Yes.
Wait, that's North Carolina. Okay.
Montreat, North Carolina.
Where are you from?
Tennessee.
You're from Tennessee.
Wait, you are?
Yeah, Tennessee. Nashville.
You're from Nashville?
Yeah.
Wait, why don't you?
You know who else is a big
Why
figure
don't
in
you-
Nashville? The director Taylor Swift.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
She
Wait,
really.
you're from
I literally
the
tried to
South?
connect with her. It was so embarrassing.
Oh, there
I was
we
like,
go.
Nashville. No, these are the
Yes.
stories I want. Okay. There was a moment like that of like me being like, Tennessee, right?
And nothing.
And she was like, I actually didn't live there that long. I was like, yeah.
I hate it. I lived there a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't live there. I
It
didn't
was
like.
like,
Oh yeah. That's such a funny feeling. Not that you would do this,
Yeah.
but we used to have the booker at the Punchline, the comedy club I started at in San Francisco. The booker was this like. She's a dear friend now, but she was for a long time the most intimidating human being I'd ever interacted with, because there was someone that had all of the power of what we wanted, which was the ability to get on the stage. And somebody one day said she loved the Dave Matthews Band. And so for months, everybody would just come around the club just like, oh, did you hear, Dave, Dave's in town. Like anybody was like desperate to try to get these conversational nuggets in. It's such a funny feeling when you're like on a treadmill trying to connect.
Oh, wait. I actually have the best one.
Yeah.
The version of this from this video. This is so embarrassing. This like hit me the other day and I was like, oh no. I remember I hadn't thought about it since it happened. She literally, so she shows us the video, like what she had edited so far. And we were, gonna.
Because it's a whole video, and then you guys are kind of in the middle of
Yes.
it. There's a little story point.
It's a,
But you have
a short
huge-
film within the video.
And you're very funny in it. You say
Thank you.
Ibiza, which I really like.
Ibiza, that was in the script. That's all in Taylor's words.
Wow,
And I
wow.
thought,
Where do you stand, by the way, on whether she's a better singer-songwriter than the Lennon-McCartney team? Okay, well, you don't have to answer that. So tell us the story.
Okay, so the story is she was like, she showed us the video or what was, what had been shot of it so far. And we were watching like, this is like moment one of meeting her. And then she was like, she was like, I don't know if I'm going to release this as like the first, like the lead single, or if it's going to be kind of like, a big, like I drop it and I drop everything all at once, and I literally was like, I just found myself saying, I was like, do lead single. I was like, yeah, lead single. I was like, no one does that anymore. I was like, I miss when people had their first single.
That was such a good
in
swing.
the video, me in the video, encouraging her to release the video that I'm in for her first single.
That is such a good swing. I mean, just what do you think you meant it, or were you just trying to say something that had value?
I think that it was both.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I felt like I could do something as dumb as like start talking about that because I did slightly believe it.
Yeah. You had
Because
the
I
confidence.
still kind of miss the old model, the old industry model. You know, when back in the day, when just like their first single came out and the music video came out, and you had all that time to edge before the album came out, you know.
Oh,
To edge?
you used
You
to
mean
do.
to jerk off to the point of coming and then
Yes,
back off a
wait
bit?
till like 8 a.m. day of
Uh-huh.
at Tower Records.
Wait, John, you used to do like a Britney thing in your act as well.
Yeah.
So is
And
she
that's kind of what I mean, you know, is that era.
right?
How are you feeling about her post release?
You know, I haven't really seen much of it. People keep talking to me about it. I mean, she's like doing nude pictures.
Yeah, and we're
I think
pretty
it's-
upset about it.
No, I just think it's troubling
see.
because of
Yeah.
her kid,
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah,
or
yeah.
kids or something.
Yeah,
We don't
But-
really have an opinion, but for a Britney stan, we thought perhaps you.
I wish. Yeah.
Best not to get involved, darling.
I really shouldn't.
In the end, John, did she release it all at once or as a lead single?
Lead single. And I
Okay.
am not saying, by the way,
No,
it was
yes.
her idea.
Oh.
It was her idea.
Yeah, but I think it's awesome to go to the biggest figure in the music industry and be like, I got a little wisdom. I feel like I could just. Hi, I'm a day player here, and I got a little bit of wisdom.
He's not a day player. Do you know she could have cast she could have cast anyone in these parts.
I know.
Thank
It's pretty
you,
cool.
And she
Natasha.
chose him.
It's pretty cool.
She's obviously a huge fan. She recognizes talent. And honestly, not a huge Taylor Swift fan, but the fact that she cast all you guys, I was like, she's pretty cool.
Yeah. She's doing her homework.
Honestly,
Yes.
to me, that was the most significant thing she's ever done. Was cast you in that video.
Serious.
That's how what she brought. That's finally her world came into my world.
Yeah.
and I was
And you've been kind of begrudgingly waiting for her to reach out.
well, I have, and she's been very, very cool towards me.
I think she would do our podcast. Moshe.
You think we should
She
just
probably would.
let's reach out? Honestly, hey, if you don't mind, John, we're gonna reach out to her, and it's gonna be through the
Do
lens
you guys
of.
smell smoke? Sorry. I think your house is burning down.
We're going to reach out and we're going to say, we spoke with the guy that gave you the idea to release the video as your lead single. And just as a way to pay that back, we thought it would be nice if you came on the Endless Honeymoon
What if
podcast.
she did that because you said?
She didn't, though. He's saying she already had the idea.
It was her idea, but I was like, do that.
You nudged her.
I'm sure she looks up to him.
There you go. All right, look. We've got all our juicy goss that we needed.
Yeah.
Let's do a call. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
You know how our child is like a very gifted artist?
Yes.
And is very gifted at all other things, but specifically with art?
Yes.
I found this company called Budsies that will actually make an unbelievably high quality stuffed animal of her art.
I mean, how cute is this?
It's so cute.
I can't take it, and it's soft. She sleeps with it. She does her little napping on it as a pillow.
You could tell your kid, hey, draw a picture of a creature that you want to sleep with you to make you feel safe in the night. And she draws it and they make it. Budsies.
And this is an amazing gift.
It's not just Budsies, by the way. They do another thing, which is that if you send them photos of your dog or your cat, they have a sub-brand called Petsies where they'll make an actual doll of your actual pet. It's so cool. Look at that thing.
Every time this German Shepherd, I walk into the room and I see it here, I gasp because I think there's an actual young German Shepherd in our house.
We had a home invasion the other day, and we waved our Petsy at it, and the guys ran away because they thought it was a real German Shepherd. Anyway, these are great, great holiday gifts. They're 100% handmade and customized to look like the drawing or the pet, and they are still accepting holiday orders, but do order quickly because spots run out.
Visit budsies.com for 10% off using the code HONEYMOON. That's Budsies, BUDSIES.com, and the promo code HONEYMOON for 10% off.
Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
You know, last night I was putting our child to bed, and she yelled at me. She said, Dad, please get off that pillow. That's my favorite pillow.
She loves that satin pillow. It's so cute. I didn't even know she loved satin.
She loves satin.
Who
and
doesn't?
Kitsch is the company that made that beautiful pillowcase. They make all kinds of cruelty-free, awesome satin pillowcases, eye masks. They're vegan, cruelty-free, and they feel so good.
Kitsch offers game-changing, time-saving beauty essentials for hair, skin, and body. Whatever your budget, your skin type, your hair type, Kitsch believes you deserve a little indulgence at affordable prices.
Right, so they make these pillowcases and these eye masks. They also have shampoo and conditioner bars, which is awesome.
I've been using those. I really like them.
They're great because then you don't have a disposable piece of plastic. You just have like a bar and it works, and it's really nice for your hair.
Yeah, and then it's just gone. There's not like 9 million disposable or just plastic bottles over the course of a lifetime.
They have really cool hair dry towels. They're quick dry hair towels. They work like a dream, and you won't even know it until you try. Try them. They really, really work. And they also have hair ties and scrunchies. Basically, everything that makes your hair and skin feel better, Kitsch has you covered on.
Kitsch is your one-stop shop for all your holiday gifting for the family, your besties, and all the rest who deserve a little something special this year. I suggest the satin eye mask and pillow combo.
Right now, Kitsch is offering discounts site-wide, anywhere from 25 all the way to 60% off all month in November when you go to mykitsch.com/honeymoon.
Spelled mykitsch.com/honeymoon.
They've got these daily flash sales too, which have crazy deals, so check often. Get those satin pillows. They're so nice.
I wear mine on the airplane, my eye mask. I love it.
Once again, mykitsch.com/honeymoon for huge holiday discounts, everything you need for holiday gifting or to treat yourself. Oh my God, John.
Yeah?
You are going to shit your pants right now.
Careful.
Yeah, I know you do this a lot, but this one really is
Wasn't
going to...
that long ago that I did. Okay.
This is really going to send you, because our first caller is Lisa from Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh my God.
I wonder if she knows me.
You can finally connect with somebody on Tennessee. You can have a second shot, a second chance at this interaction.
She's going to reparent me.
Dude, whenever I'm with famous people, I always say something fucking stupid. Always.
Oh, I know.
It's like you can't help. It's like they just must be so used to people who are that
I know.
famous.
Remember
Just
when you
being
met Penelope Cruz?
What did I say?
It was very embarrassing.
Oh my God.
Because I'd been working with Penelope Cruz on Zoolander 2. I was the punch-up
I just
writer.
open my mouth and
I'd been
start
talking to Natasha about my experiences, and I was like, Penelope Cruz is like so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then Natasha comes for a visit, and she walks up. I was like, oh, Natasha, I'm trying to play it cool. I'm like,
Yeah.
Natasha, it's Penelope. And she goes, yeah, wow, you are really beautiful.
I think I was just like, oh yeah, all the men are having such a hard time because you're so beautiful. I just said
was like-
something
and I'm like,
stupid.
I'm like, no, I didn't. That wasn't me. I think she probably talked to other
Idiot.
people. Yeah. that was-
Anyway, here's
I
Lisa.
think that's funny.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey,
We got John Early here, who's a Nashville hero.
no way.
Wait, so the town doesn't know and hold an annual parade outside where I was born?
Yikes. We thought you would know that.
I mean, I've been here a year, so I don't claim
Okay.
Nashville as my own yet.
All right.
Okay,
Fair
well,
enough.
I need you to kind of go into town and keep an ear out and see if people are talking about me.
Yeah, ask around.
Thank you.
That would be
Yeah.
so cool of you. It's Moshe and Natasha, of course, as well. And thanks for joining us. How can we help you?
Thank you guys. So a little bit of a predicament here, and I'm glad that John is here to have his insight, because I am too gay for my straight friends, but too straight for my gay friends. So I'm kind of in between both worlds right now. New to stepping into my queer identity, and I have predominantly straight friends, and they're doing all of the main things that you do, getting married, having kids.
Penal
And I'm
vaginal.
still sort of like at the high school level, where it's like a whole new culture to learn and new rules. So pretty much the question is just how to assimilate into this new world, or also just how to feel confident in both worlds where you don't really fit into either.
John, do you mind? I'm actually going to take this one. John, I'll give you your time to speak if you need to, okay? But I've got a lot of thoughts.
Did you just decenter me?
John, by all means. please.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, you're preaching to the choir, honey. Okay, sorry. So I think that maybe and we all do this, put a lot of importance into the concept of identity at all. And so it creates this illusion like the more you kind of the more you believe in this kind of monolithic like gay queer identity, the more like kind of like mysterious rules you will think it has, when really everyone is in your position and has no idea what the fuck they're doing any day ever.
You're
you
saying
know what
regardless of queer or not, everybody's
Yes.
like, who am I? How do I fit?
Everyone's freaking out. They're all thinking about
Mom,
themselves.
whatever. Like, I used to be a comedian. Now I'm a mom. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to equate it, but is that what you're saying?
No,
Like,
exactly. We're just like everyone is just fundamentally like, you know, I wonder how much the people on the, you know, other side, whatever, that you're like, oh God, they seem so like they're going to these gay clubs every night and they seem like they're having such a good time and they know all this slang, you know. It's like I feel like I've for so long was like, oh, why am I just don't feel really gay or something. And then similarly with straight people, I was like, here I am on the side, you know. I've truly been there, but I think the more you realize that it's all none of it's real.
You know, it's funny, John, earlier when I said I would take it, I was being 100% serious, and then you forced me to let you have the floor. But I just want to say, I was going to say word for word what John just said.
Oh my God.
Just word for word. So I don't have anything to add, but that was what I meant. I think that.
well, okay. So how much credence does someone put on their gayness? Because it's obviously something you do want to identify with.
Yeah.
So do you think that someone in her position should go out more or try to become or is that like are you feeling like you are missing a part of something, or do you feel like you want to make because also we're all coming out of a pandemic, so like there's this idea of like, what is reality? Sometimes I'm like, I wish there would be another pandemic so I can just stay at home and I don't have to deal with like talking to anybody ever, you know? And I think that like there's just so many levels. Like, are you feeling like you want to be more social and you can't?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone out. There's like one mainstay lesbian bar in Nashville.
Lipstick Lounge.
Lipstick Lounge,
Lipstick
you know
Lounge,
it.
honey. Hi.
He really
Nashville.
is from Nashville, and he really
I
is.
really am, and you can see it on my birth certificate, and I'm tired of addressing this issue.
Yeah.
You know who else is from Nashville famously? Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she lived there her whole life, and she never left, and she spent a lot of time there.
Wait, so you go to Lipstick Lounge?
Yeah, and
is it fun?
Yeah, I mean, I went with my roommate and a friend that was visiting, and for Pride, and it was my first Pride, and I, you know, prefaced them. I'm like, don't worry, it'll be fine. Like, usually you can suss out the straight people and they won't bother you. No, they attacked them like vultures. Like,
really?
They got more numbers than I did, and I went up to them and I was like, what's the situation with this? Like, I went up to the people that were like talking to my friends, and they're like, oh, we could just like tell they were straight and we love the chase. And I'm like, I don't want to play games like that either. That's so dumb.
That's huge.
What's you owning your queerness in your like fantasy look like to you? Like, what is the thing that you think when you imagine what it would look like? What is that?
Or is it a person that you know, or a famous person or something?
I don't know. I guess just a little bit more confidence. It's definitely a confidence thing. I guess getting out of my head where I'm not afraid to approach women. Because I mean, that's a new thing.
This is where you have to cut yourself some slack. I feel like this is what Natasha's saying a little bit with the pandemic, is like, it is so, we've all lost like the ability to like kind of talk to strangers, you know.
We're traumatized.
We're totally traumatized, but not just the pandemic, but by phones and stuff. Like I can't, most of my like kind of exposure, like kind of like gay sex has been like apps, you know what I mean? Like, and I really feel like there's something, it's really hard to be at a bar and to have the courage to go up to someone and be like sexy, and you know, that's so hard. And I feel like,
there's a whole generation of people who that's like their main thing has been apps.
Yes,
right?
totally. And it's I don't know. So that you got to cut yourself some slack there. It's really, really hard. And I think everyone at that bar, we're all addicted to our phones. And so everyone's going through that. And I think that's what I was just saying in the beginning. Is people may look like they're having a good time. Honey, they're in hell.
Yeah, that's a good thing to focus on. Everybody you're interacting with is miserable. There are no happy people.
Yeah, and then so go bond, so go stand in solidarity with them.
I think John's onto something too. Like, not to speak out of class, because like queer identity obviously isn't my exact forte, but I think
it could be.
It
Honey,
will be.
you know about everything.
Thank you, I appreciate that. But I think John was onto something. It's like everyone in the world is so insecure about their position in life that it can be very easy to hang that insecurity on, oh, there's an identity that I could be the ultimate version of me if I was more this. But in reality, it's just you. I mean, you are a queer person that is there feeling insecure. And it's just about like you figuring out who you are, not necessarily figuring out how you can be a better gay person, but just figuring out how you can interact in a space and be more confident and have more. It reminded me a lot of when I would call my old AA sponsor, and I would tell him about all these issues drama I was having with dating. And he would always say, this is supposed to be fun, right? And that was like this deep wisdom. It's like, it's supposed to be enjoyable. It's supposed to be out there having a good time, not being like the ultimate person in this scene or in this space, but just like having a good time. Like, what does it look like for you to have a good time? Not what does it look like for you to live up to an expectation?
Totally. And I feel like that's so much of, it's important to remember too that everyone's always like marketing like to you. Everyone like and that's really hot right now is like queer identity, like there's a lot of really cynical advertising where it's like a group of queer friends, like, and it's for like and it's for Apple, like, it's for like evil corporations who like profit off of slave labor in China. You know what I mean? So it's important to remember that like I feel like the pressure to like have such a crystalline identity is coming from like, I think, kind of sinister sources too. But so that's fun to like, think about.
Yeah.
I remember once Moshe's mom, she's deaf and she's kind of an activist, and she was like, number 1, I'm a woman. Number 2, I'm deaf. Number 3, I'm a mom. Like, she just had she had it in her head, like the order in which she identified. And I thought that was interesting because like, I never really thought of it like that. And then I started thinking and it's actually shifted. Like, now that I'm honestly, like, I feel like my number 1 is mom. And I think I'm sorry. Like, and I feel kind of embarrassed by that.
I think that's the sweetest thing ever.
But it is like before comedian. Yeah. Maybe it goes mom, wife, comedian.
It better.
I'm just saying, like, those
what about friend?
It goes John.
Number 1, John.
No, but I just think it's like these are all like malleable things to play with and think about and, establish your identity. And maybe you do come out like, because before there was definitely a time where comedian was like my number 1 thing, or like maybe woman's my number 1 thing. Maybe I'm a woman before I'm a mom. I don't know.
I'm cop, CEO, cocaine addict.
Oh yeah.
And Instagram influencer, dad, comedian, friend of John's, guy that likes video games.
Maybe it's not helpful.
DJ.
I'm just saying. It's
no, it
like
is totally helpful.
How you relate to yourself, and what's the most important thing? What are you leading with?
So
I don't know.
Let me ask you: is any of this feeling resonant to you? Does any of this sort of hit you where it hurts, or is this all kind of missing the mark for you?
No, I didn't know what kind of advice I'd get back, but I actually never thought about it as like, what would the epitome of queerness look like? Like, what am I modeling it after? And I don't have one, and I should just concentrate more on just like,
and that's great,
coming into myself as myself, not as like there. And you're right about the outside influences. I have all these people on TikTok being like,
oh, I know
you have straight friends. Like,
really?
I don't have any straight friends. And I'm like, is that the criteria now for being like queer? You have to just surround yourself with other queer people. I love my straight friends,
So
it's like,
one thing to remember about social media is that everyone is lying and everyone is
Yeah.
projecting, not even the nefarious lies that corporations are pumping out. Just individual posters are trying to broadcast. I'm lying on everybody. Everyone's trying to broadcast this idealized version of themselves and their lives and their beauty and their fun and their experience, and it's all fake. Every fun influencer puts their phone down and sobs. So it's like that's all fake, you know?
I know it's fake because during the pandemic, everyone was like, wow, your life looks so awesome. What are you doing? You're camping?
Right. And meanwhile,
And I'm like, I can't stand what's happening to me right now. And people are like, oh my God, I thought you're like the person I'm looking up to. So it's like everything's a version of that. Check. You have to understand that.
No.
That's like just a reality.
everybody online is making someone else jealous and then being jealous of someone else. Like you're someone's idealized life, and then you look at and then you're jealous of somebody else's fake idealized life. So none of that's real, I think.
And also, like, as a woman, I've never asked someone out. That seems like it would be really hard.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, because I know that, like, a lot of women ask men out now, and, like, I just never was, I guess, down to do that. And it seems like it'd be really hard to ask someone out. But also, like, you know, whenever I've tried to, like, walk away from things, I think just having that idea in your head, like being able to walk away, because as long as you're able to walk away, you don't really have anything to lose. You know?
Yeah.
Totally.
So, you know, maybe don't, you know, when you're toying with people who are like integral into your friend circle or whatever, like that, you have way more to lose, I guess. But, you know, just taking some risks and really just spending some more time getting to know yourself, I think would be helpful. And getting to know yourself, honestly, these days just equates to just a little less time on TikTok.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. John, final thoughts?
Well, I just want to quickly know what's going on. So what's going on with the straight friends? You feel like when you're hanging out with them that
I mean, I'll support it. Like, I found this difference between like support and acceptance, where like they accept it, and at first they were kind of like, oh, okay, whatever, and now that they realize it's not really going away, it's like now they're stepping more into like being conscious about being like, oh, are you seeing anyone, instead of being like, do you have any guys you're talking to? So they're doing better.
So they're not
But
that open to you being gay.
What's that?
They're not that open.
No, I mean, they are, but then they still say things like, the last person that I came out to like more formally, she, like, the first thing she said was like, oh, well, I sometimes watch lesbian porn. I'm like, okay.
Well, that's an ally. To me, that's an ally.
That's amazing.
It is an ally, and it was funny, but it's just like, you know, they're grasping at straws here, and it's like, I don't want you to feel any differently about it.
Yeah.
But no, I do have a lot of straight friends that are very much supportive.
This is what I'm getting from you. You love your old friends who are straight, but you're not. There's something that they cannot provide you that exists in another world that you're not yet comfortable enough navigating, that you can ask for that stuff from your new community. And like, to me, there's two ways to look at it, which is you're not good enough, you'll never be good enough, you're going to be awkward and fuck it up forever in this other space. And I think that's true for you. No, I'm joking. The other way to look at it is to go, I am on the beginning of this really exciting, weird, crazy journey, and this is the beginning of it. And of course, it's going to feel awkward and weird, but like, I'm going to step into this new universe and go on the hero's journey, figure out what there is in there for me. There's got to be some secrets and some people and some new vistas of experience. I mean, I'm jealous. I want a new, exciting experience.
We should all go to the Lipstick Lounge.
Let's
That sounds
meet at the
fun.
Lipstick Lounge.
Am I
Yeah,
too
great
old?
karaoke.
Would I get some action?
You're not too
You would
old.
you would need to be careful.
I wouldn't allow you to go.
Like,
Okay.
I actually like.
Yeah.
You should avoid that place
I'm
at all
not,
costs.
I wouldn't allow you to go, and I say that as a queer ally who watches lesbian porn sometimes. Okay. All right.
But listen, I think it's so cool that you are like, you know, going for it and putting yourself out there and going to the Lipstick Lounge, because it's very easy. I have like straight friends who just are like, yeah, I'm just over it. I'm just going to sit at home. And, you know, these girls who like want to have families who are 40, who are just sitting at home, not going out. And I'm like, you can't, and they don't want to do online dating. And I'm just like, what's your plan? You know, because it's like, I do remember like right before I met Moshe, I was like ready to have something real, and I would just want to stay home, and then I would force myself. This is just like basic dating advice. Like every time someone would invite me to something, I would be like, okay, I'll go. I'll go to your birthday party of 4 people at this restaurant because maybe I'll meet somebody else there. I don't know. Like I was just like getting dressed up and going out constantly, and it fucking sucked. It was exhausting. But finally I met him. So I don't know. There is that attitude. Like if you are really feeling like you're ready, you know, you just kind of have to put yourself out there, because you sitting home, taking a bath, whatever we've been doing for the last 2 years, you know, it can be like comforting. But if you want to branch out, you kind of have to like my old neighbor said, who was 70, make yourself like a smelly flower. So, you know, it's about that repeatedly, even when you don't feel like it, unfortunately.
All right. Anything else, John?
You better work.
Yeah, you better work, girl. Girl, you better work.
Okay, well,
I'm ready.
All right.
Ready.
Good for you. Congratulations on your new journey. Enjoy it. It's
Thank
supposed to be.
you. I appreciate it, you guys.
It's supposed to be fun. Okay.
Yes.
that's what they say about TikTok, Moshe.
It's supposed to be fun.
So, John, how do we like deal like when queerness, like you want to, like, is there a pressure to have it envelop every aspect of you? Is that what she's kind of getting at?
Well, I definitely remember feeling like I need to like, I don't know. I definitely felt like, especially when I was doing comedy, like the kind of the weirdness of like, this is my niche.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like knowing, like, and that's something that is obviously very heightened when you're like a performer, is because then there's even more of a pressure to be like, what's your identity? Or
You're saying you felt like your sexual identity, sexual orientation was a part of who you were as a performer as well.
Yeah,
like how people perceived you in that world.
Yeah, and
that's
some of that I came by earnestly and like what I love and, you know, entertainment. You know, it's like, you know, I have very like kind of like run of the mill gay taste, you know, but I also do think there is a lot of weird pressure now, especially now. Like I would say maybe it's used to be maybe more for just like people whose jobs require them to be like, I'm John and I'm gay, you know, but like I think now more and more because of social media and because we're all the platforms, you just have to be a little more like branded, and obviously that's gonna be very confusing with like identity categories.
Well, it's you hit the nail on the head the first thing you said. It's like it's almost impossible for anybody in any culture to not feel like they're supposed to be living up to a more idealized version of themselves, no matter what it is, because there's people constantly broadcasting, here's what the perfect man looks like, here's what the perfect woman looks like, perfect gay person looks like.
Not to bring it back to motherhood, but like there's all these women on Instagram who are like, they're like, here's what you do. They're doctors, they're best-selling authors. They're like, step by step, here's how you validate your child. And they're always talking like the child's in the next room, and they're telling you to camera. And so like the other day I was like, Moshe, we have to do this. So like she was crying about something. I was like, let's try these 3 steps.
I tried it.
Did not work.
Full fail.
These people are just lying.
Yeah. I know, because you know what the answer is? It's in you, Natasha.
Oh, beautiful. This is beautiful.
But it's true. And it's like,
true.
they're like, don't say that to your child.
Yeah.
But it's like, I love my kid, and I'm just going to, maybe
all
we
gonna be
just do
good
it
enough.
our way.
Well, that's I feel like that used to be a thing, and like, you know, the good enough mother or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That was like
Is
a
that a
child
thing?
psychology thing.
The
like,
good enough
like
mother?
the 19 somethings, like the good enough mother. It's like that was like, I feel like that came out of like people realizing there was like an industry for parenting stuff, which obviously was built on making you feel insecure.
Inadequate. Yeah. And it's everything. It's diet. I notice this in the way that young people eat now. Everything is medicinalized because they've watched 700 videos where they're like, omega-3s in the morning with flaxseed blended into, and it's just everybody's attempting to get this to this hedonic treadmill of perfection that is just not attainable.
Oh my God, I have such a funny thing to say. So I just did a very like small, like with friends movie, you know, very, very tiny thing. And we had like very sweet, like, you know, young PAs working on it. And there was a guy who like asked me the day one, he was like, he's like, hey John, he was like, do you ever have to do you ever have to lose weight for roles?
Oh.
No, he said, do you ever have to lose a bunch of weight for roles? And my boyfriend was like, he should have asked you if you ever have to gain weight.
Yes.
I was like, yeah.
Oh God. Oh, that's
But you're
so brutal.
so skinny. I don't even
Oh,
get
thanks.
it.
I know. Well, I think it was more just like a kind of like
It's his attempt
he
to
doesn't
say,
know
do
what I
drop.
do.
No, it was his attempt to say drop it as your first single. He was trying something, and he's on a podcast right now going,
Yeah.
I don't even. You don't want to know what I said.
He's not on a podcast, honey.
Oh, there's a lot of podcasts.
There are.
John, what do you think? You want to do one more call?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
wait,
let's-
or should we do secrets? You want to do a call?
We
Let's
should do
a
another
Oh,
call.
Let's
there's
do
a
a
person
call.
waiting. Okay.
Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
You know, we're busy people.
Yeah.
And one of the first things that takes a back seat when you're really getting busy is healthy eating and delicious eating. You start ordering stuff and it's junk food, and I just am so grateful that we have a Green Chef plan.
Also, don't forget expensive.
Yeah, Green Chef is not only more affordable than ordering, it's also healthier and it's tastier, and you get the experience of cooking with your family.
Also, you get $5.99 per meal on your first box, plus free shipping on your first box. This stuff is so easy. It's pre-measured. It's in the form that you want. Like, we don't do meat, we do vegetarian,
Right.
and then sometimes we'll even put a little bit less of the cheese.
No, they've got whatever you need. They've got a meal kit for every lifestyle. They've got paleo, vegan, vegetarian, fast and fit, Mediterranean, gluten-free. They've got a keto kit. If you have a dietary restriction, they have a delicious meal ready to be shipped to your door, and super high quality ingredients and super delicious entrees.
And don't forget, Sustainable Green Chef is the only meal kit that is both carbon and plastic offset. They offset 100% of their carbon footprint, as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. With Green Chef, you're reducing your food waste by at least 23% versus going grocery shopping.
So just go to greenchef.com/honeymoon599 and use that code honeymoon599, and you'll get $5.99 per meal on your first box, and the first box ships for free. Once again,
Go to greenchef.com/honeymoon599 and use code honeymoon599 to get $5.99 per meal on your first box. And first box ships free, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
hey Tosh,
Yeah, Moshe?
it's that holiday season and it's time to indulge in some sweets.
Oh, your favorite.
With the holidays coming up, we just want to recommend our favorite bakery to you. It's Milk Bar. I mean, it's so indulgent. It's so delicious. Get something for Thanksgiving. They've got these epic cakes, fudgy cake truffles, and these really delicious seasonal pies.
James Beard award-winning celebrity chef Christina Tosi opened the first Milk Bar bakery in 2008 in Manhattan, and she has been shaking up the dessert scene ever since with her unique spin on iconic flavors.
How does this sound for your Thanksgiving to order so you don't have to slave over a handmade pumpkin pie? How about you get a pumpkin Milk Bar pie? How about you get an apple cider donut cake?
Ooh, I'm getting that.
How about an apple cider donut truffle? And if you act fast, you can even get your hands on their seasonal lab drop. It's their pumpkin coffee cake made in limited batches straight from their experimental kitchen.
Right now, Milk Bar has a special limited time offer. You get $15 off any order of $80 or more when you go to milkbarstore.com/honeymoon. Don't forget that /honeymoon.
Yeah, it comes straight to your door. They ship nationwide. They even do overnight delivery if you forget to do this. But don't forget, $15 off an order of $80 by going to milkbarstore.com/honeymoon.
Impress your friends and family. You're going to Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving. You have to bring a dessert. Bring something real. Don't bring some piece of crap that you made yourself. Okay?
Milkbarstore.com/honeymoon. Okay, we got Fiona and Alex calling from Canada.
A double trouble.
Fiona and Alex. Okay.
Are we about to go into couples therapy?
That's what's going to happen.
Do y'all watch that?
Yes.
That was
It's a
so
masterpiece.
good.
Nobody
Moshe was
talks
like-
about it.
Nobody talks about
Moshe
it.
was like,
crazy.
maybe she should be our therapist.
Oh my God. You know, it's funny to
Oof.
have transference for
break
your
up.
therapist, but it's a reality show host.
Also, she's
like
so
I'm in love
hot.
with her. Yeah, no,
So hot.
it's such a good show and no one fucking talks about it. It's so weird.
Speaking of so
Do you
hot,
just
look
do-
at these two.
Oh yeah, they are really hot.
Hi.
Wait.
So much.
Yeah, no.
Hi, ladies.
Fiona, Alex, it's Natasha, Moshe, and our friend John Early.
Hi, guys.
I told you there's a lot of podcasts. Yeah, clearly
They're
you're-
doing a podcast.
Yeah, they're doing a
right now.
podcast in reverse.
Wait, is this like a podcast that we're going to be on?
Welcome to our podcast.
Yeah, this does look like a whole background and everything. We're ready to go.
This is
Well
so
done.
cool. So anyway, tell us about the My Chemical Romance concert you met at.
But
You're eating. This is really embarrassing. We were thrown off guard. She has a full sandwich in her mouth for an
Well,
audio medium.
Can I ask what kind of sandwich? Can
Yeah.
I ask what kind of sandwich? Can you answer for your friend? Does she choose?
it is 11 p.m.
Thank you.
Oh, she's not ready for your square. She's not ready for hard-hitting
The
questions.
questions
John.
to her.
Let me just say this.
You can ask me anything.
A lot of times people call our podcast and we spend the first couple minutes with them saying, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. So to see the absolute disrespectful casualness with which you're approaching it is very refreshing. I mean, it's
we
nice.
just wanted to make you wait really as long as possible.
No, I like
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so what's going on, gals?
Yeah. Do you want to? Why don't you start?
Okay. So I moved to the city a few months ago. Me and Alex met at a
Which
photo
city?
shoot in
Which city?
April.
Which city?
I don't want to say.
Oh,
it
never mind.
because
Good.
I don't
of
want to
job.
say, how dare you?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Absolutely, how dare
You know, I
John.
live my life.
Yeah. So
in
we're
the-
sex workers.
We're sex workers.
So
That's why we don't.
Got it.
the city that we live in just has some implications
Yeah.
for our potential safety. Like
Got it.
probably it would be fine, but
Okay, so
you know,
now,
we're good. We're
okay,
just
now
used
that
to being
now that we
direct.
have that context, will you say the city? Now it would be wrong of you not to. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, we're in Fort McMurray.
Sure, that
Yeah,
feels
just-
fake.
Really falls deep in the oil
You know what?
field.
You look like Fort McMurray girls if ever I've seen them.
Yeah, this is what Fort McMurray looks like.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
So yeah, so we met at a Suicide Girls photo shoot. Pretty quickly we started dating.
Mhm.
And then because we do like porn and OnlyFans and all that stuff, we were like, well, this is convenient. We can
It's so
make
convenient.
shit together.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
So you guys work together and make stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Okay.
would make porn together,
Camming.
camming,
Yeah.
all that great stuff.
Sweet.
But
And then we broke up.
then we broke up.
let me guess why. She was constantly eating when you were trying to talk to her.
During sex, while we were shooting.
It's like,
it
I'm
was-
feeling really, really vulnerable right now. You're like, I'll get to that, but I got this hot smoked meat sandwich
Hey
that
man,
I'm finishing.
priorities.
It's what the fans like.
Priorities. No, we weren't like there were
Yeah.
some things that just weren't compatible, and in the end,
Yeah.
we just felt like we didn't really have like a spark, I guess. But
We did the lesbian thing where you're dating and then you realize we love each other but as friends.
yeah,
Yes.
but basically by that point, you've already U-hauled and moved
Sure.
in together, and
Yeah.
all
That's
your
cool.
friends are the same friends.
Cam
and-
together, sure.
Yeah, and now we have cultivated this fan base that is sort of obsessed with us as a couple.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
like not the whole fan base, I guess, but it's
Yeah.
it's a thing that
It's a
people
thing.
love about us.
Mhm.
So the question is, how do we keep having sex for money? But it's weird now.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well, so
Fascinating.
this has happened. Like you didn't just break up, right?
Oh no, we
It
broke
was
up like
October.
first week of October.
Is-
Yeah.
Can I
And
ask? I'm sorry, John. Go ahead.
Well, just quickly, just this one line of questioning, and then you can go.
I'm sorry, counsel. Please.
So you broke up in October, but you've made videos since then.
Yeah, I mean,
We made one group scene and that's it.
yeah, we made like an orgy scene, and it was really funny because like we like couldn't look at each other. Like we were filming an orgy.
Oh
we're
my
trying
God.
to submit this thing.
But is
for a
that an
film fest.
orgy, or is that because you guys had just broken up? You know what I mean?
Oh, it was because like we didn't want to look at each other.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's
broken up.
literally our 40th orgy scene this year. That wasn't the awkward part. That was the normal part.
Yeah, the orgy part was normal.
No, it was already planned that we
It
were
was
going
a-
to film this.
Yeah, it
because
was a pre-planned orgy. It's like we're trying to shoot for a film festival.
Yeah.
So we had this whole orgy planned, but then on set, it was like we always had to have someone between us, and we didn't want to be actually touching each other.
Oh, you
because-
guys had a lack of intimacy coordinator.
yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't necessarily want to be having sex
Uh-huh.
anymore. But again,
Yeah.
like this is something that our fans love.
Yeah.
And we have like one fan in particular who gives
He like pays my rent.
he's
Fuck.
he really likes us
Yeah.
This
together.
is hard. Wait, so on OnlyFans, it's like more almost like patrons.
Yeah.
It's
They're
similar.
subscribers.
It's like Patreon for sex
Similar.
workers in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So you could get like thousands and thousands of dollars from one person.
Yeah.
Are you? I know you don't want to say what city you're in. Would you say that person's first and last name? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, we actually do have their social insurance number, credit card.
Well, that was the question I was going to ask. Is like I have often heard, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't done sex work, but I've often heard from sex workers, especially porn workers, that the sex in the porn, while it can be pleasurable, feels qualitatively different than sex in an intimate relationship. And I was wondering, but I guess you kind of already answered that you can't find a way to separate the sex that you do for money with each other.
Right.
Like it's too messy, I guess. The lines have become blurred.
Well, I don't know if you know this, Moshe, but actually when like in porn scenes, all the actors are like, it's real. It's all very real. So like they are real stepsisters. Like that is actually
really that
her
changes a lot.
Stepdad, and
that's
I would say that like in the orgy scene, for example, it is very technical of everybody.
Yes.
But I think what we made together was very popular because it felt very authentic.
Because it's authentic.
Yeah. That's so hard.
Okay, I have a good question.
Was it authentic?
Yeah,
I don't mean the love, but I just mean as performers, like in those videos, is that what they were responding to, or was that y'all's genius as like performers? You know what I mean? Like I think what maybe Moshe's also getting at is maybe you could try some more vids where you're just like, you know what, we're gonna like let's put on a fucking show, like Judy. Like what's Judy? What's the other guy? Mickey Rooney. But like, you know what I mean?
You need to channel more Mickey Rooney into this lesbian love affair.
Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Actually, we think like if you could combine racism with this, yeah, okay.
Wait, I have a question. What does because you guys seem like you're like simpatico together. Like, what does your relationship look like in an ideal world? You're not like tribbing or whatever you guys do, or what like
what's tribbing?
Yeah, what's
it's
tribbing?
Like
that mean?
Lesbian, like when you fuck. I don't know. Lesbian
tribbing?
Fuck. I don't know. That's what it was called.
Tribbing?
Okay,
I've never heard that word in my life.
No one has.
Wait. What's the other
scissoring?
Dry scissoring. Okay, scissoring.
Oh, yeah.
Tribbing?
Okay, hold on.
Natasha is the straightest woman.
What?
Or the gayest.
She might be gayer than you.
So deep in the
you don't know tribbing?
So
You guys aren't gay. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, hold on. I'm just saying. So you guys don't want to fuck each other anymore. So what does your relationship look like in an ideal world? It's obviously not having this guy, watch you guys fuck. So like, is it just you guys hanging out and having dinners?
In an ideal world, we sit around and eat bonbons all day.
Classic.
And he pays our bills, and that's it.
I have an idea.
Okay,
but you're okay. I'm so confused by this because you guys seem to really like each other. So why not just
it is
fake the sex, since you have to fake it with someone anyway?
Well, I guess like one of my questions was like, I know that you're all like performer, actor, comedian, you have this like networking with other performers. And I'm sure there's been some sort of circumstance where you've had to perform with someone who maybe was your ex or someone that you didn't like, or like not that you're not great. Yeah.
I mean, these two are hanging out with each other at midnight, eating sandwiches and laughing.
That is what's throwing us all off a little bit. I want to hear what John has to say, but it's that you guys, your vibe together seems so easygoing. It doesn't seem romantic, I'll give you that, but it doesn't seem awkward. It seems like you guys are really like, you guys have good energy together. You're finishing each other's sentences.
Sandwiches.
But like we are performers, right? Like I've been camming for like 6 or 7 years. Like that's also like we're actors.
You're performing right now is what you're saying?
This is all a lie. I think we just figured out that we're better as friends that have this rapport than like us eating each other up.
Right.
Essentially.
John, what were you going to say?
Eating out? What is that?
You're joking.
You talking? No, tribbing. That's tribbing.
She's joking.
Yeah, she's joking.
I have an idea, and it's purely about the content. Okay, I think it's time to get like
drunk?
No, no, true, like, you know, like the Marvel universe, like it's like, what is your OnlyFans universe? Like I think you start where it's like make it about like, now I, you know, do a video where you guys like start having sex and you're like, you know what, fuck this. And then you're like, I'm gonna do solo content, okay, and you can do solo content too. Like make it part of the work.
I like
Ooh,
that.
I like that.
And then do separate videos with other people.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get
and then
double
like
money.
make each other jealous and weave a narrative where you're like making
this.
each other jealous through it, and then have one and you build the tension. This is all in one channel, so you're still making the same money.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you build all that, and then finally your like climax is like you can't hold the tension any longer, and then you have this like crazy revenge sex,
Yeah,
and you
nice.
charge people like tribble.
No, the expanded tribbing universe that you've created. I mean, like, do you guys? I'm curious. Are you you sleep with men as well? That's a yes or no?
I do. Yes.
So like
Yeah.
even
Why'd you
I-
say that? Why'd you say that? Like I do.
Or I do. Yeah,
But
fair
I even
enough.
thought like I bet your person would like this. I was thinking what John was thinking in a way, like this thing where you're both in the room, but there's some guy that is like the center of your fighting attention, like creating a narrative around the fact that though you once were a couple, now you are having this weird tension. I feel like that could get that guy to keep paying.
Could be huge. And that's like what these fucking people, like, you know, like there are these influencer fights that happen. It's like, and then they have like the apology video.
Oh, that's great. Like,
You know?
Like we could like
That's
make a
fun.
whole like social media that we broke up and that we're angry.
But like we don't want to talk about it, but it's on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, we don't want to talk about it, but like
Yeah.
here's the drama.
But here it is.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
fun.
it's just like these one or two fans that really don't
Wait,
want.
but I even
One
thought,
or two? Come on, honey.
But
Those
they
are
pay the
not
rent-
good numbers.
No, they pay the rent. They pay the rent. But wait, well, I don't even know why it was so. You know what? It was. I'm just gonna call myself out on my own privilege here. It was so heteronormative of me to even ask about the guy, because the fact of you both fucking somebody else in front of the other person and it's a fight on camera, woman or man, is like so psychologically interesting. If I was your Patreon man, if I was your OnlyFans man, and I came for the intimacy, but I stayed for the jealousy and the fighting, like there's something
Ultimately came for the
I came for
jealousy.
everything. Yes, we all
Okay.
came. I don't know. I feel like you could do a thing like that. How's
We
that
should
sound?
cancel each other, sort of. Like,
Yeah.
That's fun.
I mean, that does sound like a lot of fun.
and I also think like for your, you know, you guys have instincts that maybe you don't want to keep. I wouldn't want to be a sex slave to this guy's fantasy if you're not feeling it anymore, you know? Like, I think that it's healthy to move on and, you know, maybe you'll get some, you know, still try to keep it, milk it, do what you can, branch off like John was saying, but, you know, just kind of like trying to keep this momentum up for like one guy. I don't know. I
That's a
wouldn't.
good point.
That wouldn't feel good
that's
for
true.
me.
Like maybe I don't know. He does like. I definitely don't want him to not like pay your rent.
Yeah, like the money's but
He's paying your
phenomenal.
rent. He loves you. You know, it's like you create this universe. You've created this thus far. So like branch out. You can still like fuck her, but then maybe you're gonna fuck somebody else and bring other things into your thing. And you don't have to tell him like, oh well, we're trying to like not be like, you know, like these people, they don't need to know.
No, I think Natasha's onto something. Like the reason that you have these rabid fans is not because you were in a couple, but it's because two hot, talented performers that are good at what they do were together. And so people will still be there even if the narrative of that thing changes. I mean, listen, you definitely have at least one more subscriber just after this call.
And it's Natasha.
Yeah, that's right. She's going to find out what tribbing really is.
Look it up, you guys. It just means scissoring.
Is
It's
that
like,
true?
Yes.
It's real? Hold on, let's look it up.
Why are you looking it up on my phone? Now everything's gonna come
Wait,
up.
hold on. You guys are not going to like it. You're not going to like this at all. Tribbing produces thousands of results on pornography sites, and it is 100% exactly what Natasha said it was. And
Oh shit.
and
Tribbing is scissoring?
yeah, tribbing porn, tribbing. It's just everywhere. When two women engage in lesbian sex and rub their genitals together for sexual gratification. RedTube, tribbing porn videos, xhamster.com, free tribbing. It's everywhere. YouPorn, Thumbzilla.
I can't tell if you're joking.
I'm not. Look it up on your
Is this an
phone.
Elaborate.
It's
like,
just another
just to
word, you
embarrass us?
guys.
I'd never heard it before, but Natasha.
Great. Now the lesbian tribbing guide for beginners is like on my algorithm.
I think maybe you could forward that to us.
Absolutely. If you're offering your email, we will 100% take it.
Amazing.
I can't believe we're leaving this learning something about lesbians.
Yeah.
But
Not
That's
what I
beautiful.
expected
That's
from like the
beautiful.
straight couple and the gay man.
This is gorgeous,
But-
actually.
Listen, money should always be tempered with integrity if you can hack it, and just try to like balance that as much as you can. And like every step of the way, you come to that, because it's like, even in acting and career, you're like, okay, is this something that I want to do over this? And you know, is faking this good for this? I don't know. It's like it's every step. You know what I mean? So it's like it's about, if it's making you call a hotline, then maybe it's time to like pivot.
Stop overthinking it.
Trib
So you
it.
say lean into it.
Trib it.
No, she's saying actually.
Ribbit.
She's saying the opposite, actually, right? It's like,
I'm not saying lean into it.
yeah,
But like lean into. Sorry, I was just plugging in the laptop because it's about to die. But
Wait,
your
why? Oh, laptop. Okay.
laptop is gonna die. But I thought that you were kind of saying like lean into the breakup in a sense that it's like
I like making it a show.
drama and make it a show and make it just like a normal instead of
For
overthinking
them,
it.
but for you, it should
Yeah.
be like, what is your real process of it? It seems like, you know, calling us trying to like figure it out, but
right.
you know, it's like, that's none of this guy's business. And if this guy wants to pay, and also he's going to stop paying your rents anyway, eventually.
That's
So-
true. That's a very valid
This is
point.
not
Like
forever.
it's not gonna it never lasts forever. You just
Yeah.
have to just enjoy it while it lasts.
yeah, his wife will find out eventually.
How many hours a week do you have to work for someone to pay your rent on
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans?
It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
It is it's I imagine it's just kind of the same amount of work as like being self-employed in any other industry. It's
hmm
you think you're gonna have more free time, but instead you have
No.
less free time. You have no free
I
time.
will
It's
say
generally
in
9 to
comedy-
5 for
in
9
comedy,
to 5?
I would say in comedy, 100% you have a lot of free time. And it's one of the most awesome parts of the job.
So true.
Well, listen, girls, I'm glad to have helped you learn some more porn search terms. And I
Oh
really,
my god, I can't wait to do my research.
Trib.
I really think that, you know, just listen to yourself. You know, it's move on. I don't think keeping up this act for this man is worth it.
I
Really.
think
No,
so,
that's true. Like when
yeah.
you put it in perspective, it's like
yeah, agreed.
And what a cool breakup you guys have. You guys seem
I
like such good
know.
friends. Seems so fun.
well, that's how lesbians. Ask any lesbian. This is
Well, it
Very
either
standard.
ends like horribly wrong or like we're gonna be best friends. But to be fair, we also met in April, so it wasn't like we
Yeah.
were together for a decade
Right.
and then like
Yeah.
now we hang out all the time.
But also,
so.
I like that you guys seem equal. Like you don't feel like one of you's like butthurt by the other one not wanting to like fuck. You know, like you seem pretty like. It doesn't feel like one person is hurt or something, which is often the case.
yeah. That's it. Thank
But
you.
I do think you coming to me with like what lesbians are like is a little bit sus when you don't even know what tribbing is, to be honest.
Since you know
True.
so much,
I'm just saying you didn't even know tribbing, so I don't know if you know how
What's
lesbians
it like to
generally
kiss a
break
girl,
up.
Moshe?
Yeah, what's it like to kiss a woman?
It's really crazy. What's it like to kiss your stepmom? Now that's something I know. John, any final thoughts for our tribs?
I don't know.
Okay. Guys, this has been
But I
really
love you
I
guys.
mean, we've given them so much energy.
You.
I know. Well,
We love you. We're huge fans.
we're big fans. I'm about to
We're
be
your own only.
I'm about to be your only fan. Yeah.
Can we say our like OnlyFans names? Can we
Absolutely. Shut
Yes.
up. Absolutely.
Hell yeah! I'm Go Ask Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Genius.
So why'd you say it like that?
Go ask Alex. And
Cool.
I'm Hey, it's Fiona May, MAE.
all right.
Nice.
Hey, so if you're out there and you're looking for some very cool, very hot sex workers to
Genuine.
OnlyFans and genuine and with genuine intimacy in the past, but maybe in the future, check out their OnlyFans. They deserve it. They deserve
Thanks,
it.
guys.
You guys are awesome.
Hey,
Okay,
it's
bye,
Fiona
girls.
We
May.
love you.
Bye.
We love you guys.
Well,
Hold on, I need some help. Is OnlyFans like webcam girls?
It's less webcam. Like, I mean, you probably could do webcam on it, but it's more like you make your own videos, like with your
Right.
iPhone,
But you don't see
or
people in
with
the flesh.
Any footage, I guess,
No,
or
no.
any camera.
No, it's like you subscribe to their thing, and they
have sex.
They might do a twerking video. They might do nudes. They might do full
see.
porn.
Yeah.
It's like whatever that thing is.
Right. Some people are literally just like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Or just pictures of their feet or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, those gals were fun.
They were a real good
I thought you
time.
were gonna say fine.
They were also fun.
They were fun.
They were fine and fun.
That
Can
is
you
a
imagine
hard.
if we hadn't taken that call?
They were cool.
Okay, well, I'm down with it. I'm glad that. I mean, that is like a hard situation
Yeah.
to be like. Do we still collect our rent and pretend like we want to like?
No. And I think you were onto something, and I hope they'll keep listening. Like I like the advice, the direction that we were going in, for sure.
It was very male, though. Just like, get your
like,
money.
yeah.
Find a way to keep making that money.
I know. I'm like, and pretend you're like mad at her.
And I'm like, and you fuck a dude and you fuck a chick, but it's like jealousy based.
Wait, but what was I saying?
I think it could be genius, but I actually think you were picking up on their, like, they were coming to an advice podcast.
Yeah.
You were picking up on it they were like, it's similar to Couples Therapy on Showtime. Season 3 is airing now.
Ooh,
Is it
we have
really?
to
Wait,
watch
you haven't
that,
seen
honey.
season 3?
No, I love it.
Oh, y'all.
We've watched seasons.
I
1
think
and
we saw
2.
season
2
3.
was the COVID season.
Yes, I
We
remember
did
that.
not see 3, honey.
That show is so good.
It's so incredible. But sometimes I feel like they're coming to basically be given like professional permission to break up.
100%.
And she knows it. And she's like,
100% on this podcast. I would say 75%, maybe more, maybe 85% of the time, people call in, and obviously we're not qualified expert givers. We're just comedians, but we're pretty good. But it's almost always like you already know the answer to this question. You're just trying to have somebody verbalize it back to you so you can
Exactly.
take that advice.
well, do you feel like in your life you've ever asked anyone truly for advice from a place of like, what do I do?
Just career advice.
Yeah.
Career
totally.
advice is easy
That's a
because
whole
you
other
always
thing.
have a friend who's like, "Oh, do this, this,
Yeah,
this,"
yeah, yeah.
and that's like more mentorship, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, but I think you were
that's
right.
advice.
Like, part of being in entertainment, period, is that you are eventually going to have to make a decision where you're deciding between like two good or two bad choices. Where you're like, I just don't want to do that anymore. And
Yeah.
that's kind of where they were at, maybe.
Yeah.
I agree, and I do think that couples therapy specifically can be almost like a catalyst to
Yeah.
are we going to break up or are we going to stay together?
Yeah.
You know, like let's get to it sooner because
Yeah.
that happened to me in my last relationship. I went to couples therapy and then we broke up in 3 months.
Yeah.
As opposed to like I would have stayed with him for another year and a half.
If you hadn't gone to
For
couples
sure,
therapy. Yeah,
because I'm just like it's easier.
of course.
So I think taking those steps are good.
I think we should stop going to couples therapy then, based on the framework here. John, is there anything that you have coming up that you would like to mention, or just watch everything you ever do?
We're here for everything.
John's so talented and so funny, and you should just see everything he's ever done.
Thank you.
Yeah, and find him in the streets of Nashville, Tennessee.
Wait, hold on. We have to say how people can find him though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he's taking a sabbatical from social
I'm taking
media.
a sabbatical.
Do you want to tell us why?
I just felt, sometimes you've just spent too much time. It just feels hell.
So how is life on your sabbatical?
Well, I'll tell you this.
Have you learned anything?
Well, here are two immediate effects. One is just that you run out of things to do on your phone really quickly, and so you put it down. You're like email, and then you're like Twitter, and you're like, well, Instagram, and then you're like,
It's not
there's
there.
literally nothing left to do.
Right.
You could start texting someone, I guess, but you're just kind of like, okay, and you go eat something. You're like, well, watch TV, but like better than just the loop.
I had a realization the other day, and I am embarrassed to say it's because of Bo Burnham's monologue, his monologue about social media recently. It made me realize that I haven't read a book in way too long.
I know.
I've been a reader my whole life, and I was like, when's the last time I dove into a book? And I thought I will need to take this out of my life in order to get back into reading a book.
I know, and it's so pleasurable to read a book.
And it's really hard, like with a kid, because she'll be at school till 4, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna hang out with her from 4 to 8. I'm not gonna check on my phone, but then we'll like be watching a movie and I'm just like constantly on my phone,
Yeah.
constantly on my phone. She's like, Mom, not on your phone.
No,
And it's like, this is definitely going to be affecting them.
Of
Like
course.
there's just this like black abyss, like of just like nothingness where we're like, well, she'll be like, where's daddy? Or even she said about me, I won't say it about you. Where's mommy? Where's
Yeah.
mom? And I'm like in the other room. I'm not hearing it because I'm like deep into some loop
Totally.
on social media. And it's like, we gotta be, and I know it's because I'm becoming more addicted every day.
Yeah, totally. Well, here's the other thing. It's like the other thing I've noticed, there's a difference between like when you just delete it off. If you just delete the app off your phone, that helps obviously, and it's like nice to take a break or like lock it out with some app or something. When you're deactivated, it's a whole other thing because you're like it turns off this like flame of like that you don't even know is on of like I'm being seen. People can see me. If they want to know where I am, they can see me. Like
How do you deactivate?
you just there's an option on settings. You just deactivate and your whole profile disappears. And so it's
Really?
like literally.
Is that what you are on?
Yes, they're gone.
Wow.
Now,
It's no longer?
I can reactivate them.
And then the
when I
pictures will
sell
come back.
tickets.
Yeah, for real.
Right.
When I have to do shows, I'm going to come right on back. I'll come crawling
Right.
back. But like it is so amazing to not feel like that back burner of the stove just
Yeah.
constantly on, just kind of like pictures are online.
That's
Pictures of
really
me are
interesting.
online.
You
Pictures of me
describing
are
it as a flame, it's a good analogy because it's like a stove with the pilot
It's
light
meaning
always
you're
on.
always fucking anxious. Like when you
Right.
leave it and you're like, I left the stove on. I
Yeah.
left the stove on. It's like every day you try to go do something, but there's literally 3 trillion pictures that I've been posting since I was 24.
Uh-huh.
So sick.
It's
Also,
fucking fucked up.
I went to a llama farm yesterday with my kid and like kept trying to take a picture because I was like, if I don't take a picture of this, it's like it didn't happen.
Right.
And then like every picture I was trying to take had like 6 other people's hands with their camera at the llama's face.
Yeah.
And it was just like, that's all, everyone was just there with their
Yeah.
head cut off trying to get this picture for social media of the llama's face in
Yeah.
there. And it was just like, you just get, and then I was like, okay, let me just put my phone away and try to enjoy it. But it was hard to enjoy because everyone's got their goddamn hand in the picture and in the llama's face, and I don't know what the answer is.
I tell you what the answer is.
What?
OnlyFans.
We have to turn to OnlyFans.
We've got to do that. That does seem right.
Us, the 3 of us.
That sounds great. What they love about us is
Can
our
cutie
intimacy.
come? Can cutie come?
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, she's gonna have to.
All right. Well, don't find John early on any social media, but find
But
him.
be inspired by his lifestyle.
Absolutely. John,
I know I
thank you.
am.
I am too. That is, God, I feel terror as you describe it. I'm like
Terrified.
I feel terror at the notion of doing what you're talking about.
Do it for
doing.
Here's-
Shabbat, honey.
Yeah.
I love that. And here's the third thing. It doesn't feel like anything. And that's, when you're on, just the idea of it is terrifying. When you're off, you're you're literally just like, you're a pig. We're just pigs. You just go to the
Yeah.
next thing. You're like, oh, my dog.
But that at least is a real
Exactly.
thing from like
your
indigenous
dog.
people were like petting a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
They weren't like, spacing out into like some kind of like vortex of
I know.
AI.
I know.
Al-
No, it was
algos.
sad. That was a sad time
What?
that they weren't able to post.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was rough. John, thank you for joining us. What a
We
I
pleasure.
had
love
so much
you.
fun. I'm really sorry to come on and be like, you guys, I'm off social media.
No,
But you asked.
But honestly,
I'm
it's
obsessed
inspiring.
with social media and getting off of it, and I'm like
Oh, it's all-
constantly
Isn't this
trying
what's
to
so
bring
sad?
it up.
I feel like every dinner party I've had or been at for the past 6 years has literally just been like grown ass people being like, what do you do? How do you get off?
I know.
Everyone's talking about it. It's so sick.
Well, it is a unique time in history.
Where we're all addicted to the same thing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
We
totally.
all
Because
are
it used to
sharing.
be like some
private.
people would smoke weed and
Right.
some people would be alcoholics. But
Yeah.
now like we're all
There's no stigma.
They figured it
and
out.
The 80-year-olds are addicted to it too.
I know.
It's like from 2 to 80.
I know.
But
It's
funny.
collective addiction.
Well, it's funny because like the cigarette companies and drug pushers have been, trying to find the ultimate drug that everyone could be addicted to, and
Yeah.
they fucking figured it out.
yeah, totally.
They tried with TV, it didn't quite. It just was a little too passive,
Yeah.
and then social media. Well, anyway, inspirational, hilarious, and Martin Scorsese's favorite actor, John Early, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you guys. It was so fun.